have repeatedly been questioned why I chose to play an instrument, rather than doing math or writing essays. People were asking me why I was wasting my talent in writing essays, and told my parents that they should do something about this. I grew up with this question because writing essays was considered as a more decent and more educated thing to do. And at the end, this both affected me and my parents. I still remember that day when I was walking outside my room and I heard my mom telling her friend, "As a student, all that matters is excelling at math." I knew that she wouldn't say that in front of me, so I decided to listen to her without her knowing. Why did she say this? I'm really not sure, but what I'm guessing is that what she said was shaped around what other mothers were telling her. From that day onwards, whenever I was playing an instrument, I would stop and question myself, is this really what I should be doing? Slowly, I will find myself moving away from playing an instrument, but rather forcing myself to sit down and solve math problems. I will tell myself consistently that I love doing math problems and hope to succeed in self-hypnosis. And the more I rejected my love for music, the more praise both I and my parents received from the people around us. And that felt great. I became more confident because I knew I was more closer to the social norm of being an ideal student. But the more ideal I became, the more I started to lose parts of myself that I can never get back. And at one point, I realized no matter how hard I tried to pretend to be and fit the social norm, I just didn't. In our society, the sight of a child playing an instrument makes them look weak, less desirable, and less educated. These social norms effectively kills a child's dream. This raises the question, what if the social norms were different? What if they never existed at all? Would it have created a society where everyone is truly able to express themselves without hesitation? So I'm standing here today to share my experience and knowledge about the true value and meaning behind music. Schools have compulsory and optional subjects. Every student is forced to take subjects like English or math, but not music. Schools that conform to these social norms implicitly brainwash students that their role is to study and study and study. This system of compulsory and non-compulsory subjects has created a continuous bias that some subjects are important and some are unimportant. And music is considered as an unimportant subject. Those of you who are more open-minded may say that our world is changing and that due to your personal values, you may say, no, I think music is an important subject. But just think about it. Do you really think the top universities, the university that everyone aspires to get into, like Harvard, will really pick a student who takes an art or a student who takes a double science and a math HL? On an even wider level, this kind of bias in university admissions is rooted in what society considers as a successful life. Consider a talented jazz musician and a talented mathematician. Now consider the real-life jobs they can get with their skills and their expected income. We live in a society that compensates those who excel in scientific thought rather than imagination. And as much as I hate to admit, I did the same. I decided to choose a double science and a human science rather than taking art or music. As much as I truly love all the subjects I decided to take, I still regret my choice till this day. So this is my ode to music and a personal promise that music will always be part of my life. And even if I don't study during my IB year, I'd like to celebrate the true meaning music has in my life. It would be a lie to say that music changed my life in a split second. But it is indeed true when I say music progressively changed my life in a positive direction. Before I started playing music, I never really saw and I never really understood the composition of notes, as it seemed more or less like just a jumble of dots and lines. However, later on, I was able to draw out the story. I realized the true value behind music. I was able to enjoy the art of music as it provided me the platform to improve my social abilities, but also my educational abilities. Now, I use my clarinet to share my own story and the stories of other people. To me, music has always meant more than just blowing an air through a large tube or just pressing down on black and white painted keys. Music provided me the opportunity to express myself without using words. For instance, if I was in a room full of, let's say, French people right now, I'll still be able to convey my emotions merely through the language of music. Whether it is depression, joy, passion, or anger, music evokes something inside us, something inside our soul, which allows us to express ourselves without using words. Music has always been the bridge to my world. For many years, I've participated in various events, such as UNICEF fundraising events. And at these events, I played the clarinet for children and helped improve their facilities by attending in concerts. And during my musical journey, it allowed me to help others in numerous ways. It also allowed me to bond with people that I would have never met if it wasn't for music. It allowed me to erase the lines drawn by different people, different groups, and different ethnicities. In a way, we're all complicit in the perpetuation of social stereotypes and the fixed ideas of what we call as success. Every student, every individual should be able to pursue their dreams without hesitation. No one should be recognized as a person who is less intelligent, less desirable, or even a weird anomaly. My goal is to create a society where everyone is able to passionately express themselves and show their true passion, for me, which is music. And to do this, I need your help. Thank you.